So here we are, still living in limbo, and I'm in West Auckland, while Trisha is way down in the Hawke's Bay. Now those hills in the distance there are the Waitakere Ranges, and in there is where most of our city's water catchment is. And it's been raining pretty much solid for the last few weeks, but we have no water. So there's a total ban on using hoses, no hoses, or using any form of pressure washer, no pressure washers. So my bike has never looked so dirty because it hasn't been washed for a few weeks, but she's still beautiful. But there's a few unusual things about the Guzzi. For example, it has tubeless tyres but spoked wheels, and the spokes go into the middle of the wheels, just like an ordinary spoked wheel for that sort of classic look. But because they're tubeless, at the end of each spoke is an O-ring to seal them. What I've found is that the rear tyre especially develops a slow leak, so I use that green stuff, tyre sealant, in there, and it stops the slow leak. The pressure maintains quite well. My last trip down to the bay, as I was preparing to come back, I was checking my tyre pressures, as you do, and looking under here, oh lordy, can we even see that? We need some light.
Hi bro. Are you filming?
Huh?
Are you filming?
Yeah, but...
What's up?
Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so I was checking my tyre pressures, and looky, horrible. I see this under the guard here, a stripe of that green stuff from the tyre sealant, and I'm thinking, oh lordy, I've got 470 kilometres to go to get back up here. Will I make it? I checked the pressure. I had lost 10 pounds. I don't know when it had got the hole. I pumped it back up, and I just kept my fingers crossed and rode back. Got back good as gold. Checked it the next day, and I'd lost another 6 pounds, I think, in the ride back. So that's 470 kilometres on a punctured tyre. And I found the hole, and it's just a tiny little, like a small nail or something's gone in. It's been slow leaking since then. I've used it for work once, lost 4 pounds in the course of a day. I haven't been on the bike or checked it for 3 or 4 days, and it's lost another 4 pounds. So it's a very slow leak. That tyre sealant stuff, surprisingly enough, it saved me from a blowout. It's, I wouldn't say it's necessary to put it in any tyre. I don't have it in the front. Just that I had that slow leak going on because of the, there's an O-ring leaking around one of the spokes, so I happened to have it in there. But it certainly saved my bacon that time, because I had no other means of getting back up here. So now I'm going to take this back wheel off, take it into my tyre man tomorrow, and he's going to repair it for me, I hope, because I want to ride the bike on Tuesday. So the guy I'm going to is called Moto Magnet. He imports high-end Italian stuff like second-hand Ducatis and some Guzzis, Triumphs, that sort of thing, from Japan. So they're second-hand coming into the country. And he's a master mechanic, Yamaha trained apparently, but great guy and knows what he's doing. I've been getting my last few tyres from him. This tyre came from him. And this one over here is for the FJR, and the FJR is with Trish down in the Hawke's Bay. And I wanted to have one bike down there, one bike up here. I got my son to ride the FJR down there. When he got down there, we saw the back tyre. I knew it was getting towards the end of its life, but there was no way that we were going to use that again. So I brought the wheel back up, got the tyre done now. I'm going to take it back down next weekend in the van. Then the next trip down will be on this, take it down there, leave this down there, bring the FJR back, because it's winter and it's grey and wet and cold, and I want the FJR for those trips down and back, for the old heated grips, the windscreens and that. Anyway, time to turn that bike around and get that back wheel off. The complete toolkit can fit in that little pocket. Can we see that? That little pocket there is where the toolkit lives. You can't do almost anything with it. You can't take the back wheel off, you can't, forget it. It's the worst toolkit on any bike I've ever seen. I own this bike with my heart, not my feet. It's as simple as that. There is no centre stand on this bike as well. So to get it up, I'm going to try an old bottle jack and see if we can't lift it up while it's balancing on its side stand and the back wheel in the air, and then we'll get it off, hopefully. And of course, all of my tools are down in the bay, so I've only got some really very basic stuff up here. Let's see what the plan might be. Alright, I think that'll work. Now, see if I can crack those elements with what I've got in here. So what have I got in here? That fits. Oh. No, that ain't gonna work. Bugger. Looks like I'm gonna have to take it into my man, because all I got is this cheap little socket set that I inherited from somewhere, and it's bending that, that tiny extension. So it ain't going nowhere. I wanted to be able to take the wheel off for him just to save him a bit of time, because I know he's busy, but hey, bugger, best laid plans and all that. So I can't take the bike into him looking like this. I'm going to give it a clean. Despite what the bureaucrats say about not allowed to use hoses and stuff. Well, this green stuff it's surprisingly good. It's very mucky. Well over 500 kilometres with that leak. It's got me home. So the water police will be coming soon. Oh, there we go. She's a bit cleaner than she was. Certainly not a springy clean, and by no means a Graham Calvert benches with Woody clean, but a lot cleaner than she was, and got rid of that green stuff from there around the guard, and take it in tomorrow, get my man to patch that puncture. We'll be good to go. So then the next step will be to take the FJR back wheel back down country, come back, take that down country and bring the FJR back up here. And then look at that, I'll be able to ride one bike down and ride one bike back. How cool is that? Yeah, alright. See ya.